For most of my life, I suffered from OCD. I needed things to be exactly my way, perfectly organized, lined up. Planning had to be done, notes had to be taken. If it didn't go my way, it felt like the world was ending. Stressed out, frustrated, panic attacks, you name it. My family labeled me it. I diagnosed it to myself. Everything, the stories continued to pile on and pile on. But in this video, I'm going to tell you how I broke my OCD, how I literally dissolved it. And now it's actually kind of funny looking at it from the clarity that I have now. This video is inspired, and I bring it to you today for anybody struggling with addiction, truthfully, because OCD in a way is an addiction. It's an addiction to the stories. It's an addiction to the separate self running life. And it's an addiction to the believed way, the illusions that things have to be a particular way for a believed someone. Now, if you're clicking on this video and you don't know anything about my channel, you're probably going to say, what the hell is this guy talking about? But I'm here to give you a non-conventional way, a only true way, a way therapy will never point you. Medications will never lead you down this path, but this video will. So if you feel like you've been running on a hamster wheel, trying to figure out a way to stop trying to control things, or if OCD, addiction, or the illusion of control that you have over your life is bringing you exhaustion, frustration, causing more problems than good, I'm here to tell you what saved me and how I broke free from the chains of OCD. I have a community that I run and I've opened up, and it's blossoming, it's beautiful, and it's active for members all across the world. And the theme of the community for this month is seeing beyond and seeing through the stories of the mind. And that's extremely important when it comes to OCD, because OCD is living in pure imagination. I know that it doesn't feel like it in the moment. I know that many of you will not be able to see this because it's so subtle, because you've been so addicted to it, because it is a very deep-rooted, conditioned feeling as far as organizing, things being a certain way, very particular, outcomes to be planned, controlled, grabbed onto. I stood there. It led me to nothing but frustration, anger, feeling short-tempered, frustrated, discombobulated. It led to problems in my relationship, in my family life, you name it. How could we be so silly to truly think that we have the ability to control and things to go our way, that we can claim ownership over a life that is simply appearing? This is where it starts to take a turn that if you're not familiar with my teachings or non-duality, all rooted in direct experience, this might throw you through a loop. But I encourage you to follow me. I encourage you to continue to look deeper. I know what it feels like, and you know what it feels like. That OCD, the diagnosis, the things having to be so particular, and the wanting to control. And as I mentioned, if you feel like it's bringing you nothing good, it's leaving you exhausted, frustrated, and causing you issues, I know that too. So what did I do? How did I break free from these chains that OCD feels like it has wrapped around you? The control that it feels like it has over you. Well, you have to see that the someone who wants things a certain way, the someone who expects outcomes, the someone who wants control doesn't truly exist. Disidentifying and dissolving the believed agency of you. But it all wraps into a bundle here. It starts with seeing the separate self as nothing but a mere illusion. It also has to do with seeing the planned outcomes are nothing but a mere illusion, but they're an illusion of the separate someone, all tied into a knot. And then it goes into stories and thoughts, the identifying with the believed stories that things have to look like this because it makes the separate someone feel safe. It makes them feel good. I believed it all, guys. I know what it feels like. Maybe it takes on a little bit of different flavor for you, but I'm sure many of you can relate to this. And those of you who are totally and solely invested in this, it could be something so simple. Maybe you need your clothes to fit a certain way. Maybe you need your clothes to be lined up in your closet a certain way. For me, when I was younger, I had a collection of shoes that I needed to be extremely clean, completely free of any imperfection, lined up perfectly. I also was a note taker, planning a to-do list, making sure that every day my life was checking off a to-do list. How silly is that? What broke the chains that were never there of OCD? What dissolved the diagnosis of the mental construct of OCD that was never truly there? It was seeing that Alex really didn't exist in the truest essence of having full control, planning of outcomes in a life that was simply appearing. It was seeing that I wasn't the imagined character in the dream of life. Now, I know this may not resonate with everyone, but bear with me, stay with me with this. When you see that life isn't owned by you, life isn't supposed to go your way, this is all a mental construct and a story of the mind that you have been identifying and believing, and that the feeling of safety, the feeling of rest or accomplishment rests in things being a particular way or outcomes ending up a particular way is simply foolish. It is total imagination, and you do not find this in direct reality. This is stories of mind. The theme of the community, seeing through this shit, is extremely important and powerful because it saved me. No longer is there a someone trying to control outcomes. No longer is there a someone who finds safety. Sorry, I hit the mic. Who finds safety and clarity in particularness. Now, life is simply appearing as it always has. There's more of a spacious feeling. I feel free. I don't feel like I'm carrying these expectations and these burdens. And the most beautiful thing about it all is I still notice these stories arise. Maybe the dishes are piling up. Maybe the to-do list in the back of the mind is making itself known. I see this for what it is now, a symbol arising here and now, holding no truth in reality. There's no one who rushes to accomplish the stories of mind anymore. To make this sound as basic as I can, you simply live in the moment with no expectations, because that's true reality. We have been distorting and diluting this moment of now that only is with the believed ownership of our way, a particular way, and we have found comfort in the discomfort of the distortion. We have totally distorted reality, and we've been believing that to be life. We've known nothing else, and we give it a diagnosis. We label it, just like the mind labels everything. Can you see through this mental construct? Can you see through the stories? Can you see through the grip, the illusion of control that you're trying to have? And can you see through the believed diagnosis, the labeling? I have. Not like I'm set on a pedestal or I'm above anyone else, but I have. And many never will. And that's why I'm bringing you this video, to help you see through it. But it's not easy. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in 30 seconds. And it sure as hell probably won't happen from a single video. So those of you who are extremely dedicated and serious about not being controlled by the stories of mind anymore, by a label or a diagnosis, then you must inquire into who is here. Whose life are you trying to control? What outcome are you trying to claim ownership over? Do you actually find this, or is this nothing but a bundle of thoughts, sensations, and stories that you've been calling you and your life for so long? And when it gets worse, when it snowballs, when it becomes taking so control over this now essence that is here, only reality, now we're called OCD. And now we're called anxious. Now we need medications. Now we need therapy. You don't need that shit. You need to see through the illusion that you've been living and calling it life. And you've lost yourself too. It broke the cage that I was confined in for so long. I know the feeling. I know the restlessness. I know exactly what it feels like. It feels like hell itself, like misery. I can, right now, images, thoughts, and stories are appearing now of what it felt like to be totally lost to that. It's silly when I look back on it. So are you going to investigate this? Are you going to inquire deeper? Are you going to see? Are you going to ask the questions that many never will? Or do you want to continue to run on that hamster wheel, chase your own tail? For those of you who want to see through this, truly see through this cage that you have imagined around yourself, break free, not by force, but by dissolving everything you've identified with. The core collective community is the place for you. The theme of the month is seeing through the stories of mind. You are more than welcome to join us for free. That link will be down below. And if you are truly dedicated to this, you will see and you will have a chuckle and a laugh as you look back that you were just simply living in the imagination. I encourage you to join us. I love you all and take care.